Hello there everybody and welcome back to Tree of Tranquility. It's the 22nd day of winter, our flea market. I'm going to go ahead and swing by there today, and we're also on our last week of winter, so you will probably see a couple more videos from me because we do have a few festivals to attend. I haven't really done an update in a while because there really hasn't been a lot going on. And I'm basically just trying to get through winter as quickly as I can so I can get on to bigger and more exciting things. You can see here that my field is in bad shape. That's probably the first thing you'll notice because I've just sort of given up on growing stuff. There's such a limited amount of stuff to grow in this season. As you can tell by the amount of money I have in the bottom right hand corner, I'm not hurting for money whatsoever. And so I just sort of gave it up. I really made a huge effort to plant stuff, and I was really on top of doing the crop aspect of farming in the fall. I used both fields and I put a lot of work into watering both of them and doing all that kind of stuff. But there's really not that excitement for different crops and things like that in the wintertime. So I grew a couple rows of buckwheat and I saved some for cooking and all the different kinds of flowers. I grew everything that there was to grow at least once, but it helps me just kind of get through the day faster, and I've managed to use that time to do other things like mining and fishing and whatnot. But I will get back to growing stuff in the springtime. We are going to be able to grow breadfruit in the spring, which I'm looking forward to. And we're also going to be able to grow flax, which is great because we only grew a little bit of that last year when it became available to us. We don't need flax for our rucksack anymore. We do have some flax available to us for that, but it's just kind of a unique item that we can grow. So spring is going to be a lot more green and we're going to have a lot more crops and things like that, and I'm looking forward to that. Obviously you can see here that the animal situation is very much the same. We haven't added any new animals, sold any, they're all in good health. I still do want to upgrade the chicken coop, and I'll probably do that in another sort of shopping upgrade type of video because I kind of feel like it is getting a little bit cramped in here. I still think you can stuff this pretty full before you have to upgrade, but it would be nice to sort of just upgrade and give my silkworms especially a nice sort of luxury barn to live in, just because they don't get to go outside. I still feel sad that they don't get to go outside with all the other animals, you know? And I'm still keeping an eye out for that shining cocoon. It hasn't happened yet, but I have faith one day. If I go into my menu actually and we take a quick look at the animals' friendship levels, you can see that the sheep and the cow are right up there, obviously because I've been able to hold them outside, I've been able to brush them, I've been able to hand feed them. All of those things increase affection pretty quickly. The birds, you can pick them up and you can hand feed them and you can put them outside. So there are still quite a few ways to get the birds' affection up. But as you can see, I've had Slick, our first silkworm, for a very, very long time. I've had him, I think, probably since I had the sheep, to be honest. It's been so long that I don't even remember. But you can see that his hearts are only about halfway. They're only at 5. So you have so many options, very, very limited options in terms of befriending your silkworms. And that's why it's really, really challenging to get yourself a shining cocoon or a perfect cocoon, because it just takes so long for their friendship to get worked up, and they also don't live for very long. So you can see here though, again, all the animals are happy except for our newest addition, Stretch, which we only got like a week or two ago. All the animals have hearts, and Obviously, I get my money's worth out of all the animals collectively as a whole, but I am keeping an eye out on their friendship levels, and I hope I can get something soon, one day. I'm gonna head into Waffle Town now. We're gonna hit the flea market bright and early today because I don't have a lot of other plans. I might as well go and get that over with. I came with a lot of money because if we recall last season, there's some nice expensive pieces of clothing that we need to buy. I don't think there's going to be much for us to buy. As I recall, we did sort of clear the flea market out last time we were here. Ellie's got goods to sell, cakes and pies and desserts mostly, so you can't really technically clear her out because she's going to sell infinite numbers of desserts. But again, there was really nothing here that I need to buy. Julius, I do believe we bought everything he had. But I'll just check his shop again because I don't really recall. But yes, he was selling... Oh, we actually didn't clean him out. We left the 2 expensive outfits. But we did buy the majority of the outfits from him last time. So let's go ahead and buy these last 2. Save the last 2 colors, the best colors for last, the blue and the purple. So that means we should have all of the unique clothing. Julius is selling the unique styles available in fall and winter, and Candace was selling all of the unique styles available in spring and summer, and I do know that we've purchased everything from her. So once again, he's going to be selling copper, silver, and gold in infinite numbers. We don't need them for anything, so we've sort of cleaned out his store as well. And then finally, Taylor was selling the expensive, unique sort of accessories and pieces of clothing. We had bought the bunny ears last time, so all that's left is the bow and the top hat. So we'll be able to buy these 2 things and we'll still have money left over. So there we go. We now officially have absolutely no more use for the winter and fall flea market, which is kind of a shame. I do wish, like I said, that's maybe one of the complaints or one of the suggestions that would have been really nice for the game to include or to fix. It would have been really nice for these items to be on a cycle. Every year or every other year, the inventory would change just to keep it kind of fresh and exciting. But we probably won't even need to make a video or visit this area anymore if we continue to play into year 3 and beyond that. We'll definitely go home and check out some of those fashion pieces and we'll see how those look on our character. One of the other things I've been doing is I've been trying to befriend the wild animals. I know many people have suggested and have told me that they want to see me get a pet. And I gotta tell you, I am very, very surprised at how difficult that is. What I've been doing is I've been trying to befriend that white cat that you saw me talking to. And so what I've been doing is I've been taking my fishing rod and I've been fishing in various places. So I've been fishing off the beach here, I've been fishing near our house at the waterfall, I've been fishing at the islands past the rainbow, and I haven't actually had a lot of luck in wintertime, to be honest. I don't seem to get fish in as great of quantity as I do in other seasons. There's plenty to catch, don't get me wrong, but I don't seem to be having much luck with fishing. But it is a good way to pass the time, and I've been giving the fish I catch to the cat. You can give 2 gifts a day, so I'll catch 2 fish and I'll give it to the cat. I would say I've been doing that rather routinely, as well as talking to the cat every single day, and it only has 1 heart. So the wild animals are much, much more difficult to befriend than human characters. especially with giving 2 gifts a day. I found that once I discovered that you could do that with NPCs, you could give them 2 gifts a day. That really, really helped their heart level, and it made it even faster to befriend them. But it's a very slow going process with the wild animals, and I don't even recall how many hearts you need in order for an animal to live with you, but I'll keep at it. Obviously, I don't really need the money from fishing, so I don't have any sort of problem giving it to the cat, but it just doesn't seem to be working as quickly as I would have thought. And so I don't know if I'm going to get around to that at any point, if I'm ever going to actually get the cat to come and live with me. And of course, in this video, I say I haven't been getting much fish, and I'm getting fish like crazy, but I'm telling you, I was at Caramel Falls the other day fishing, and sometimes my line would be out for like an hour and I wouldn't catch anything. So maybe recording is good luck. Sort of like the woodfish. The woodfish is very difficult to catch, but I actually managed to catch it on the first time when we recorded it many videos ago. So I've got a lot of fish here, so this'll be great. I can use these fish on the cat the next couple of days. The fishing has sort of taken the place of taking care of the crops, I would say. I spend a lot of time doing this. This is kind of how I pass my time. Every couple of days, I'll go mining instead. I'll switch it up. I'll go foraging, you know, I'll take my ostrich and I'll go to Brownie Ranch and I'll look for herbs. I'll go across the rainbow and look for bamboo shoots. I'll go along the beach and look for shells. Basically just trying to do different activities so that I don't get bored trying to go through the winter season, because winter's just very slow. Generally always is in every single Harvest Moon game. But I try to keep myself busy. And I only have about 6 days left, and I know that when spring will come, I'll be much happier. And I think I talked about this already in the last video, but I've also managed to get all of the rival couples married, and so I don't have to spend my time going around and giving gifts anymore either. That was a huge thing that took up a lot of time that I was doing as well. I was going around and giving gifts to the girls so that I could see the rival events, and I'm happy to announce that Anessa and Jin got married on the 15th of winter, so they now live together at Jin's house. And Calvin and Phoebe also got married, and they just got married yesterday, in fact, on the 21st of winter. So they now live together and they're happy. Renee and Toby are getting married in the spring. And then Candace and Julius are getting married like a day after them. So it's going to be interesting because that'll mean that I'll be able to see everyone's children around the same time. And even though it doesn't matter in this game because people don't age, I would like to think that it's kind of a cool thing that all the children in town are going to be the same age. I'm hoping that Chase is going to ask me about children soon. I haven't heard word. I would assume it's probably about a month after your marriage. And we got married on the 1st of winter, so that time is coming up soon. So if I can have a kid, since I got married before the rest of them, and they have a kid, all within a month or two of each other, then all our children will be the same age. And no, I didn't plan that, but it kind of ended up happening that way, which I think is kind of cool. And you can see here that a couple days after couples will get married, if you speak to villagers, they'll have something to say about it. Most of them have unique dialogue. Some people just have the same generic dialogue. Aw, Simon was so happy he cried. Anessa and Jin, for example, obviously Irene is going to have something unique to say about her grandson getting married, and Anessa's parents, Anessa's brother, you know, they'll all have unique dialogue, but then when other rival couples get married, they might just say the same generic sort of, you know, line that they would say for every couple. And their schedules will change a little bit, and one person will always move in with the other. So Anessa moves in for Jin as an example because he has a house. And so instead of being around Souffle Farm all the time, she's gonna hang around the Lake District where his house is. Calvin, I do believe Calvin actually moves in with Phoebe, which is a little bit odd because he has his own house. I haven't stalked them enough to really figure out their schedule because they only just got married yesterday. That ate up a really nice chunk of my stamina and took up a lot of time as well. The ostrich has started laying eggs. That was another thing I think I had mentioned in the last video. The ostrich had just grown up and we had tried riding it just to test that out, but I was having a difficult time getting any sort of eggs out of it. And I think it's like the duck, where the duck will only lay an egg every couple of days or so. But I have gotten ostrich eggs and I've turned them into Austinese, and the eggs are huge. So I've been selling those. I don't have the urge to incubate a new ostrich and have a new baby ostrich on the farm. We have to save our room for other animals. And as you can see, I'm also running out of blue herbs, which I thought would never happen because I planted so many in the spring. I really went overboard with it. I planted more than I thought I would need, but I'm actually running out. My only option is just to forage around for some more, but I have other herbs in other colors and I can use those to dye the yarn and whatnot. It's just that I won't make as much money. The blue, of course, is the most profitable color that you can dye your yarn. And I managed to get a lot of fish today, so I'm going to be keeping these in my bag, and I will give a variety of them to the cat, probably. Some of them I'll probably end up selling. Most of these, I do believe, I've cooked, or I've cooked over the bonfire to get the recipe, so I'm not too worried about that. We can head upstairs where my dresser is, and we can have a look at some of these pieces of clothing that we bought just to end out the episode. So we purchased the bow, which is pretty nice actually. I really like that accessory. I'd have to find the right color outfit to wear with it, but I quite like that. That is very cute. That was the most expensive piece. That was like $15,000, which is kind of nuts. And we also have a fancy top hat to wear. I feel rich wearing this top hat. Probably, again, not an accessory that I'll probably wear a lot of the time, but it's pretty fancy. I like it. A lot of our clothing is very light, and I think that that's kind of the problem, is there's really not a lot of clothing that we own that is going to be able to go with darker accessories. Let's check out our last two outfits. The blue cargo, which actually looks okay with the bow, I must say, because this is a bit of a darker outfit. I like the colors. That's quite nice. It's a dark blue, whereas I think the other one is a little bit of a lighter blue. Because our pop blue, as you can see, is quite a bit brighter. And then finally, we have our purple outfit, which again, a bit of a darker outfit, a nice dark purple, and that also looks pretty nice with our bow. So I like that purple outfit. I'm not sure if it's my favorite one. I think one of the summer outfits that's a really nice lavender purple is probably my favorite. This one's also quite nice, but I do like the cargo outfits as opposed to the pop outfits. I think that these do look a little bit better. So maybe I'll just stick with the purple one for now. And we'll just walk around like this for a little while. This episode's getting a little bit long, but the last thing I should mention is that I spent some money on some new furniture, none of which I've actually taken the time to put out. You can see that I went ahead just for fun and just for the sake of 100% completion. I went and I purchased all of the double beds just in case I feel like redecorating, and I think that was about all I spent money on because they were very, very expensive. And I do want to do an episode, like I said, where I go and upgrade the chicken coop, maybe the animal barn. We still are going to be getting some new animals. We have to put that on the checklist. And it also might be high time for us to paint the house. I haven't really looked into the options or how many options we have, but it might be kind of fun to repaint the house and redecorate and just kind of, you know, change things up. So that's it for me. A bit of a long update. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I will be back in a few days from now. We will check out the Starry Night Festival. It's going to be our first romantic festival with our spouse. We don't actually have a date this year, so that will be kind of interesting. So until next time, guys, I'm just going to keep playing and hopefully I'll have something else to talk to you all about. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.